my parental rights, my rights as a parent, really asking me, can you call my child their preferred name and pronouns? Okay. So, and I had a student with me, and I said, ma'am, you do have many parental rights, but I have to adhere to my own ethical standards as a physician. And I know the best thing to do for this child, their mental health, and really even their risk of suicide is to show them that respect of using the pronouns they go by, using the name they go by.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that is a person from the Texas Children's Hospital pretty much saying that, what are we trying to do get around parental rights so they can, sexually transition their child, do sex surgeries. And, yeah, I guess that's where we're at here in society. And we all have known this, but there's just more information coming out. Now we're going to show how some of these leftists really react when this information comes out and is released to the actual public. We have here from, the city, from City Journal, from Christopher F. Rufo. I suspect you follow him. He is very, very good at his job. He does very good work, and this lets us know about all this other information. Sex change procedures at Texas Children's Hospital. We have this from as well that they seem to be doing something crazy. Texas Children's Hospital has quickly wiped Dr. Christy Raylan's bio from its website after I exposed a Harvard-trained surgeon for performing sex change procedures on children as young as 11 years old. So we have here, screenshot from Wayback Machine, and we have this, Texas Children's Hospital giving all this information. And then we have this. Oh no, it seems like that the page doesn't exist. Why? That's very weird, Texas Children's Hospital. What's there to hide, we have this, as I write in my report, if gender-affirming care is truly the gold standard in medicine, TSA should defend it openly, not perform it in secret. If they believe they're doing good work, why are they doing everything they can to hide it? Very good question, Christopher. Very good question. We have more here, obviously. That last year, Texas Children's Hospital announced it was stopping gender-affirming care on minors, but have detained internal records indicating that TSH secretly restarted its child sex change program 3 years later. That has continued en masse ever since. Texas Children's Hospital, which is the largest children's hospital in the U.S., openly promotes transgender surgery, transgender medical procedures for kids, recently hosting a pediatric grand rounds titled Medical and Psychological Care of Gender-Diverse Youth and with Baylor College of Medicine. We'll get more into those people later. TSCH and Baylor encourage doctors to begin treatment with puberty blockers and hormones during adolescence, and then consider surgeries including breast removal and gender reconstruction in adulthood and sometimes adolescence on a case-by-case basis. According to internal records, Dr. Richard Olgin Roberts has managed patients ranging in from age 12 to 17 years old for gender identity and gender dysphoria, with indications for medication, testosterone levels, medicine refill, and specialty services. Despite the hospital's statement that it had ceased these practices, Roberts has continued to manage a heavy caseload for gender-affirming care, including multiple patient visits and a single day last week for gender dysphoria and gender identity, and another for HRT. Another Texas children's doctor, Harvard-trained surgeon Christy Raylan, inserted and removed a non-biodegradable drug delivery implants for gender dysphoria in pediatric patrons throughout 2022 and 2023, including the puberty blocker Superian on 11 to 15-year-olds. According to medical records, Dr. Raylan surgically inserted a drug delivery implant on an 11-year-old female to male transgender person, 3 days after the hospital had announced that it had stopped performing gender-affirming care. So we're going to actually show this one. This is pretty huge. So we have this, 8:51 a.m. Of course, their names are redacted because they're underage. Insert non-biodegradable drug delivery implant. This is happening on 9:47 a.m., 1 hour later, essentially. And then, redacted female to male transgender person. And then there you go. There you have it. Well, that doesn't seem very good, does it? Executive at Texas Children's appear to be playing a duplicitous game. They announced that the children had stopped performing gender-affirming care on minors. But they did not stop, did they? So, we have more from here. So, we have more Chris, about a year ago, THH removed this personal testimony from their website. My son Ben noticed his mom notes that the doctor explained to her the risk of suicide in KHGD, the whole dead daughter living son sales tactic. So, yeah, that's what's been going on here at Texas Children's Hospital. Oh, but there's more! We're gonna go into this actual article here, and then I'll show you guys what the great old trans activists or these leftist people are really saying about being caught in the light. So we have here from the article, last spring, executive at Texas Children's Hospital announced that they would cease performing transgender and medical procedures on children, citing potential legal and criminal liability. I have obtained exclusive whistleblower documents showing that, despite its public statements, the Houston-based Children's Hospital, the largest in the United States, has secretly continued to perform transgender medical interventions, including the use of implemental puberty blockers on minor children. When reached via email, hospital spokesman Kelly Carville responded, "We have no comment." As an institution, Texas Children's Hospital, TCH, has openly promoted gender-affirming care to its physicians. In January of this year, TCH and Baylor College of Medicine, which works in partnership with the Children's Hospital, hosted a pediatric ground rounds presentation titled Medical and Psychological Care of Gender-Diverse Youth, describing the process of sex changes interventions from puberty blockers to cross-sex hormones to genital surgeries. According to this presentation, TCH and Baylor College of Medicine encourage doctors to begin treatment with puberty blockers and hormones during adolescence, and then consider surgeries including breast removal and genital reconstruction in adulthood. Though the presenters explained that some surgical procedures could be appropriate for adolescents on a case-by-case basis. So, what we have here is that, despite the hospital's statement that it had ceased these practices, Roberts has continued to manage a heavy caseload for gender-affirming care, including multiple patient visits in a single day last week for gender dysphoria and gender identity, and another for HRT. So, yeah. They are, the patients getting implants or removals from Leon were 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 years old. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. The patients getting implants or removals are ages 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 years old. Now, Democrats, tell me, what are you going to say about this? Because I know your ilk are the ones who are pushing this ideology onto children. We already have Target going after children. By the way, I'm going to be going into that Target today, doing my own little investigative work on showing on what they're really pushing onto our children and why they really want these tuck-in swimsuits for boys. Yeah, good job on you, Target. You're about to be exposed. You're already losing billions for parents doing their boycotting you, and we're going to keep up that trend. The executives at Texas Children's appear to be playing a ubiquitous game. So, what we have here is insanity. And, of course, Elena Carbello. If you guys do not know who this insanity predator is, this person is all for trans kids and trans activists. Well, what we have here for our best friend for trans people and cares about kids, who the hell is leaking confidential medical records of trans kids to Chris Rufo? This is a massive intrusion on privacy, and whoever did it violated HIPAA. Oh, but Alejandra, the kids are not supposed to be doing this type of surgery. They're not supposed to be affected by this, right? I mean, that's what you guys are pushing. So, yeah, what we have here is that you don't care about the suffering of kids. You don't care about kids being, brutally mutilated or what have you. You don't care. As long as you guys get to push your agenda, that's all fine and dandy. Well, guess what? You guys have your victory for very long, because we're coming for your ass, and you bet your ass we're gonna sue you guys into oblivion, because this is gonna have to stop. The Target thing is gonna be an eye-opening for parents, because most people don't want this shit, and then once parents start seeing this, it ain't gonna go well. So, we have all this here, and what have you. And we have more from Christopher Rufo, from, during procession of the Baylor College of Medicine for the gender-affirming care for this. And then we have this as well that they're going to talk about. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here's the video of these predators and evil people talking about how they are going to defend and how they want to remove parental rights. Stay tuned.
Revamping with they were starting the CPS investigations. Typically, what will happen when I see a child or adolescent and it's time for HRT, I refer them to a pediatrician who's providing gender affirming care. We consult. I don't usually write a letter. It's not that formal. It's usually just a phone call. But we became concerned as an agency, and as I was concerned that I could lose my license if I was going to be investigated by doing my duty as a clinical social worker and adhering to my social work ethics. And we just made sure we continued with verbal referrals. I had to make sure I wasn't giving anything in writing to parents. And that's just ridiculous. So ridiculous. I just can't even. This legislature is just, that's just one way it impacts like me personally as a clinical social worker. So these laws just need to change, in my opinion.
Where do you foresee the most significant hangups or obstacles occurring in access to pediatric gender affirming care as the political climate is right now and legal climate is right now, and how has this affected the medical climate? I will go back to what I said before. I think the biggest hangups are going to be these the parental rights issue, especially in Texas. I think the political climate is already kind of shifting. There's a big push this legislative session to increase parental rights and decrease access to gender affirming care or education about gender identity, sexual orientation, just across Texas. Next question is, where do you foresee the most significant hangups or obstacles occurring in access to pediatric gender affirming care as the political climate is right now and legal climate is right now, and how has this affected the medical climate? I will go back to what I said before. I think.
Yeah, so this is what we have here, people. And all these people are discussing an evil people, all evil that need to be either immediately put in jail or probably Minecrafted out of existence. But, be as it may. Alright guys, that's the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care and protect your kids.